Hello, I am Dr. Richard Wright, the conductor of the Bay Area Symphony Orchestra as part of the Bay Area Friends of the Fine Arts. Here today with the introduction to the next orchestral video in our series, The BAFFA Beat Goes On. Today happens to be a very special day for me personally, so with your indulgence, I'd like to use a couple of pictures in this introduction. The first picture I want to hold up is of this woman here. This is my angel mother, Donna Nelson Wright, and although she passed away 7 years ago, today is her 91st birthday. My mother is the reason why I have become many things, including a musician and a conductor, so I wanted to give a shout out to her today. Thanks, Mom. Sure love you, and may you rest in peace, at least until I get back to you, huh? The second picture I'd like to hold up is of this man here, who is the composer of the music featured on today's video. This is Felix Mendelssohn. Hi, Felix. Our last video featured the music of the overture to the Marriage of Figaro by Mozart. In many ways, Mendelssohn and Mozart have some similarities. Both were famous in their youth and already acknowledged as significant composers even as teenagers. And both unfortunately died at very young ages, in their 30s. How prolific was Mendelssohn in his youth? Well, I think it was when he was about age 13 he had completed 12 string symphonies, among other works, and when he was age 15 he completed his first fully symphonic symphony, Symphony No. 1 in C minor, which I've had the privilege of conducting. When he was 17, Mr. Mendelssohn composed the overture to the incidental music inspired by Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. Now, incidental music is that which is written to be performed before, during, and after the scenes of a stage play. And this overture is very famous to this day, involving lots of really intricate music for the violin. Mendelssohn was a violinist and knew exactly how to write for that instrument. Further proof of that fact is his violin concerto is still one of the most famous and widely performed violin concertos in the world today by the great virtuosos. Although Mendelssohn wrote the overture to this incidental music when he was 17, it would take over 20 years before all of the incidental music was completed. There are 5 sections or movements to it, and the 5th section is the one we're going to hear on this video. It is the Wedding March, and it is a famous and popular wedding and marriage tune. There's another connection to the Mozart video last time. But I dare say many brides probably watching this video may have even marched down the aisle to this music, and thus it would have been the last thing they heard just before saying, "I do." The Bay Area Symphony presented this piece of music in a former concert which we titled Shakespeare Goes to the Symphony. It just seemed like the perfect capstone of all the great pieces we played that night that had been inspired by many composers from the writings of the Bard. On behalf of the entire Bay Area Friends of the Fine Arts organization, we thank you for your continued support and patronage. We look forward to seeing you at our live performances, which are getting closer and closer to us all the time, as we say bye-bye and good riddance to the COVID-19 pandemic. As always, thank you for listening.